What's up, my friends? It's Nick Logan. Episode 3 of the Project AWOL internet reality show was released last night, and it was a fun episode. You know, in episode 2, if you saw episode 2, it was really about figuring out what you want. And in episode 3, it's really about focusing on what you want. And they went through the business jar. There's a 5-jar system. And episode 3 was the business jar. We were dropped off. It was kind of a frantic situation where there's a competition. And it was almost like an Amazing Race type of thing where we were dropped off in the city of Patong. There's a crazy markets. There's motorcycles and scooters and cars and everyone's honking. We had to run around the city, and we didn't really have the resources, so we had to find the resources. The lesson is in really doing whatever it takes in your business to accomplish your goal. And so there's a language barrier, there's all kinds of craziness going on. The markets were a lot of fun and a lot of things going on. Can you imagine, you know, what it would be like to be in your city and all of a sudden, you know, 8 crazy people running around with the camera crew. They don't speak the language and they're like frantically asking you questions. They're trying to get to a goal. Well, when you watch the episode, you kind of see what I mean, but I want to give you some of the takeaways from being behind the scenes of episode 3. You know, we were paired up in teams, and I was paired up with Brandy, and we started scheming and plotting right away. Okay, this is how we're going to do it, and this is what we're going to do to win this contest. And you know, I'm somewhat competitive, but I got really competitive in this particular instance because there's a huge reward at the end. But you know what happened is, you'll see in the show, we're all trying to speak English to these people. Hey, you know, we need this, we need that, where can we find this? And in one portion, Ana says, you know, we need pequeño, and she's speaking Spanish. So we're speaking English and Spanish regardless. I mean, they didn't understand what we were saying. And the other thing, you know, when you watch the episode, the whole goal was, we were we only had a certain amount of time to go and check out and buy these shirts. And why were we buying these shirts? Well, we didn't know it, but tomorrow's episode, or the next episode, is about, we're going to a school. It's an orphanage that was put in place due to the tsunami that happened over 9 years ago. It killed over 200,000 people. And so the next day is the give jar day, and we're taking these shirts and we're actually giving them to these kids, and we didn't know that at the time. But more on that tomorrow. But the thing of it is, you know, you'll see Brandy and I we had a plan A, we had a plan B, we had a plan C, and we had a plan D. Well, the rules changed when we got to town, and all of our planning and scheming and plotting was useless. So we were the first ones to go through this competition, so we didn't have any time to create a plan E. So we just went for it, and we were failing miserably. You know, at one point you'll see Brandy, and there's some confusion. She's like, how do you say hello? This is kind of funny. It's like we're speaking English to people that, you know, just barely know a little bit of English. And we're looking at these shirts, and we were looking at the expensive shirts. They had collars on them, and what the guy was explaining was each shirt was about 300 baht, and we only had 500 baht, and we're supposed to get as many shirts as we possibly can. And Brandy said, well, we'll take the whole rack. And I said, well, no, wait, Brandy, we can't afford these shirts. We can't go after this. So we left the store, had another plan, and just ran about. Well, in the end, we actually thought we lost. This is what you don't see on the show. We actually thought we lost the competition. We thought we got 5 shirts. You know, we focused on what we want, which is the end game, winning the competition. And you know, we were kind of upset when we came back. We knew other people had 7 shirts and we had 5, and other people had 6 and we had 5. And when we were cashing out, we told them, leave the hangers. We don't need to take the hangers off. Well, what we found out when we went in the back room, we were just kind of like, man, we were upset. We were just like, oh, you know, kind of disappointed. We went in the back and we just started pulling off the shirts off the hangers. And what we found out is sometimes some of the hangers had 2 shirts on them. So in the end, we actually had 10 shirts. And who knows whether it's the universe or whatever, regardless, we were focusing on exactly what we wanted. We didn't know how we were going to get there. Whether you think this is a ridiculous example or not, for us it was extremely powerful because we knew we lost. We knew we lost this competition. Well, who cares about this stupid competition? It's about the game of life. You really, when you figure out what you want, that's what the lesson you'll get from episode 2. And then in 3, when you focus on what you want, we wouldn't have gone through those different scenarios and ran around and figured out plan F and G and H, when all of our plans failed, if there wasn't that big reward at the end, we were focusing on what we wanted. And in the end, it came out that you never know. You know, you may know or you may not know. Over the last 60 days, when I did the shooting of the show in May, I was a helicopter pilot, and I've been a helicopter pilot for 11 years. And within 60 days, you know, I've been writing out my perfect day. And today I'm sitting here talking to you, sharing my passion, sharing education, sharing life experiences that will help you in your life and your business. And that's part of my perfect day. Nowhere in my perfect day was it me getting up at 5:30 in the morning and going to my job. Well, 60 days removed from the show, I've actually quit my job, and I do this full time. I work online full time. So I'm at the beach, I'm in Southwest Michigan, I'm focusing on what I want daily. My time is my time. I do what I want with who I want, whenever I want. And part of my perfect day is sharing my passions and sharing the life experiences and teaching people how they can have their perfect day. So lesson number one that you'll see in episode 2 is really figure out exactly what you want. Write out your perfect day. Take the time, even if it's 10 minutes in the morning when your brain's fresh, and sit on the patio or the porch with your cup of coffee and take a journal and write out your perfect day. What is your perfect day? You know, if your perfect day involves work, that's great. If it doesn't, write that out. What's your perfect day? Write that out. I'm telling you, things start happening. When you're writing it out every single day, what you learn in episode 3 is you're focusing on what you want. All these magical experiences start to happen in your life. So I want to share that with you. Watch episode 3 right now, and you know, with this insider information, it's a lot of fun. I'm going to go watch it again for the 3rd time,